Double earthquake on the mid-continental rift, magnitude 2.9 quake hit Oklahoma, and a magnitude 2.9 hit Kansas, Nebraska 1 hour later, both on rivers, which are faults as we know. And this is ongoing for many days now. Now, we also have, of course, activity in the New Madrid seismic zone. That's the crack that you see there, the black crack, going towards Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. We've had a number of quakes there too. Many people don't know that there was a mantle plume. There is a mantle plume underneath the area here, Kansas, all the way up into the Lake Superior of the Great Lakes, and turning down towards Ohio, Pennsylvania area. This is the mid-continental rift. The red here is a lot of the earthquakes in the New Madrid seismic zone as well. And we've had an uptick of earthquakes in that area. And geologists agree that there is an uptick in the earthquakes in the New Madrid seismic zone, which is a failed rift valley. As is the mid-continental rift, another failed rift valley. But they are rifting. Seismo Berkeley. This is the one that is on the Kansas-Oklahoma border, as you can see right there. And this one is in Nebraska. This is, Lake Superior. This is what we're talking about here, the mid-continental rift, right here. Superior was at one point joined to Wyoming. Superior, Wyoming, and it has rifted, as you can see. They're about 400 miles apart, this section from Wyoming. Now let's go to our load the whole past week. Okay, and we've had a swarm of earthquakes here as well. 4 in the past 5 days on Lake Erie, which is basically the line that we saw, the black line that we saw before, extending from St. Lawrence Seaway all the way down New Madrid, Missouri, right here, into Mississippi. That's the New Madrid seismic zone, a rift valley, failed rift valley, the Reelfoot rift zone. This is another rift valley, the mid-continental rift. It's called mid-continental rift. It has the most ancient mantle plume, as you'll see later when we see you'll see the diagram. And I was shocked to see that as well. And what does Canada have? What did Canada have? Okay, this is the earthquakes that we had recently around Superior, mid-continental rift again. And this, of course, is part of the New Madrid seismic zone. Now, these quakes here, as you can see, let's go back to our, clear up the map a little bit. Okay. And go in, and you can see that they're on rivers. There you go, okay. Cimarron River, as you can see, and the other one again is on a river, and as we know, rivers are faults. Right there, okay, that's another river right there. Okay, Niobrara River and the Horse Thief Canyon area, right there. And pull out so you can see the map of the area of the mid-continental rift right there. The volcanic rocks, the mid-continental rift, continental rift 1.1 billion years ago, produced approximately 1.3 10 to the 6 cubic kilometers of igneous rock over a rift length of 2 1,200 kilometers. That's the Mid-Continental Rift System, MRS for short. These constitute one of the largest as well as the oldest flood basalt provinces. Both geophysical Hutchison and geochemical evidence suggests that magma production resulted from decompression melting of a large hot mantle plume centered beneath what is now Lake Superior. And let's take this off. Mantle plume below Lake Superior. This, as you can see, is this way because it was rifting. This would have been the rifting. It was, because it was at one point Superior was with Wyoming and it rifted. Okay, that's the Missouri River, you see there. Isn't that surprising? Okay. Lake Superior. These rocks are now exposed only around Lake Superior in Ontario, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and in east central Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin. And the rest of the igneous rift products are known from geophysics and scattered drill holes. The plateau lavas are geochemically bimodal, dominated by olivine tholeites. Many of them, I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly, sorry if I didn't. Many of them high A1. Transitional basalts, basaltic andesites, significant volumes of rhyolites, especially in Minnesota. Structure and stratigraphic relationship of these lava indicate that they were erupted in several distinct plateaus, each of which was subsided centrally as rifting intensity shifted in time and place along the Mid-Continental Rift System. And let's go to, and more of that. Again, the same, remarkably similar to rifting continental margins, flood basalt provinces like the younger analogs. The volcanism within this older rift can be explained by decompression melting, rapid extrusion of the igneous material during lithospheric extension, meaning rifting, above a broad asthenospheric thermal anomaly, which we call the Keweenaw hotspot. That's what it was. Great Lakes International Multidisciplinary Program on Crustal Evolution, Seismic Reflection, Profiles, Constraint, and Member Models of Melt Thickness and Stretch Factors. They're talking about, okay, what happens in a rift is that you have the mantle underneath, it comes sort of bubbling up and it just splits the rock above it. That's the rifting. And let's see if we have the, I don't know if we have the images here. Let me see. I thought we had images. Where is our image? I lost the image. I'm sorry about that. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yes. This is by Stein. And this was... I'll leave a link below for you for this. You can read it if you'd like. This is by the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. And there's a movie here if you'd like to see the Lake Superior and Mid-Continental Rift, A Billion-Year History. So the insights into other rifts. It was a failure, a failed rift. The Mid-Continental Rift failure stopped extending because of regional compression associated with the Greenville orogeny. But New Age dating shows that most of the compression recorded by reverse faulting occurred long after extension and volcanism ended. There was volcanism around there, volcano activity. Now, did a hotspot supply the excess magma? The Mid-Continental Rift is an extraordinary feature that arose from an unusual combination of continental rift and LIP, illustrating that over a billion years, the year of Earth history, even unlikely events can happen. Rifting can be classified into two types. Passive rifting, in which forces pull the lithosphere in opposite directions, and extending it. And active rifting, where a mantle plume or hot spot thermally uplifts and stretches the crust above it. For the Mid-Continental rift, we suspect that the rifting continent by chance overload a plume or a region of anomalous hot upper mantle, so both active and passive rifting may have been at play here. The modeling implies that the Mid-Continental Rift's magma volume cannot have been generated by passive upwelling beneath an extended rift, even though Precambrian mantle was hotter than today. The find highly conductive anomaly below western Lake Superior and northwestern Wisconsin extend to depths below 200 kilometers that may have been formed by a mantle plume and somehow persisted. Question currently being discussed involves how the magma source operated over a long period of rapid plate motion. So they still don't know how where the magma source was coming from, but it's there. Okay, so here they have, if you want to look at the various the imaging of the stone underneath, and more of the details. And that's where the shape of the magma plume is. Basically right here, as you can see. That was, I didn't even know that this area of North America was connected to what is now Latin America, Amazonia. And that plume there was from 1 billion years ago. The mid-continental rift of North America. That's it right there. This section here is this part of half of the United States, actually. Okay. This is, of course, New Madrid seismic zone. I don't know. I have to look at the volcanoes there, because we know that Kansas. This is Kansas. Kansas has volcanoes. It has on this side here, on the northwest, they found 3 ancient volcanoes that are kimberlite volcanoes that spit out diamonds. I love to talk about Kansas because I'm fascinated about the volcanoes spitting out diamonds and gems and semi-precious stones, by the way. So, you know, if you like to go nature walking around there, you may be surprised at what you find if you dig in the ground a little bit. Yes, so yes, Kansas has volcanoes. They found at least 3 of them there in this part of the state. A lot of people recently have been reporting their houses shaking, hearing huge blasts like supersonic going above them, whereas planes have not been flying over them. And it could be that something is going on underneath, perhaps gas emissions, gas explosions trying to come out, and that is what is perhaps causing the shaking of their houses, because they're in the mid-continental rift. They're in the mid-continental rift. Basically, the continental United States is split into 3 pieces: the east, the central, and then the west. So that's the New Madrid seismic zone, the Real Rift. Greenville orogeny is right there. The recent quakes that we had, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, are right around there. The ones in Ohio are right on Lake Erie, right there. Let's go back to this right there. Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, right there. Okay, and this is not just one. Let's go in a little bit more. Maybe they took them off already. No, I should put them back. I took them off, sorry. Load all the past week. There they go, okay. So, there they are, all in the same, that's a quake swarm. That's New Madrid seismic zone. Okay, that's it. The Greenville front is north of Lake Erie, and that was the black line that we saw. That was the New Madrid seismic zone this way. So that's what happened. We had 2 quakes about an hour from each other, and I don't think it has to do with, I don't believe it's man-made. I don't believe it's man-made. Because there's a, you know, when you're talking about mantle plumes, something is happening with perhaps with the magma underneath. And as they said, they don't know where it's coming from. And we have had in the past videos, I'm not going to go through it again, but Superior and Wyoming were joined, and they were rifted. They were rifted, and the rifting stopped. But there is a mantle plume. They don't know where it's coming from. That's what they have not found out yet. I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.